Today we're going to be installing one of my favorite accessories on this M4 iPad Pro, and that is this Mofca matte glass screen protector. I've been installing these on all of my devices for the last couple of years and they are awesome. So if you're wondering, no, this video is not sponsored by Mofca, but it is sponsored by my friends at CalDigit. Screen protectors are probably the biggest accessory sold for iPads, and I like this one because it's glass, it's tempered glass, which means it feels good under your fingers, and it helps protect the display, but it's also got a matte finish to help hide fingerprints and avoid reflections in the display when you're using it. One of the biggest issues I have with the iPad Pro when using it outdoors or in a bright room is just reflections. You see yourself staring back at you, or you see lights all around you bouncing off the screen. When your screen is this reflective, you're going to see glare and issues and reflections everywhere. And it can really distract you when you're reading an article or maybe you're watching a video and you just can't actually see the content because something else is shining on the display. So that's where matte screen protectors come in, and you might be thinking, hey, Jerry, doesn't Apple sell a version of the iPad Pro with a matte screen? Yeah, and it's really expensive. I mean, the base model M4 iPad Pro starts at $999, and adding the glass option is only $100, but you can't add it to the base model. You have to upgrade all the way to the 1 or 2 terabyte models, which means you're paying $15.99 for a 1 terabyte iPad Pro plus $100 to get the matte screen option. If you want the 13-inch iPad Pro, you're looking at $18.99 for 1 terabyte plus another $100 for the matte display. And that's just crazy when you can get 2 of these for under $15 for your new iPad. So let's take a look inside of what you get in the single pack of Mofca matte glass screen protector. You get your install tools, instructions, you get alcohol wipes to wipe down the screen, you get stickers to remove dust, and you get a microfiber cloth. They also give you a little bit of extra protection for your camera bump if you want. You get the installation bezel that helps you align the screen protector on the iPad when you do the installation, and you get the screen protector itself. Now, if I just kind of set it on the iPad as it is, you can see how it just kind of starts diffusing the light around the iPad, making the reflections a lot less noticeable. Although this isn't really a good example, so let's go ahead and install it and take a look at it. So I have installed a ton of these, and it really is incredibly simple to do. First thing you're going to do is take an alcohol wipe, open it up, and you're going to wipe down the display to get all of your finger grease and stuff off of it. You want to make sure to get everything off of there that you can, because you just don't want that sitting underneath the display. Then we'll use the microfiber to give it a quick pass to remove any streaks or anything else. And then you really want to make sure that there's no dust on the display. If you get dust under the protector, you can remove it using the stickers, but it's easier if you don't have to. Sometimes you need to just pick it up and maybe blow on it, or just angle it so you can see any other little bit of dust on here. And so far that is looking pretty good to me. Now we're gonna go ahead and grab our installation bezel thing. And if you take a look at the underside, you'll see cutouts for the buttons to help you make sure that this is aligned correctly. So my sleep button is over here and over here. So we're going to flip it around like that and just place the bezel over the iPad. And we're gonna do another quick dust check because as you move things around, you might get a little bit of dust flying around. So now we're going to take our screen protector and we're gonna have the peeling side down. So we're going to start removing the sticker on the bottom of the case and just slide it down maybe around there or so. And then we're going to align it at the edge like so and make sure that you're inside the bezel. And you might need to kind of lean over the top of it to try and get a good look, make sure you're centered. Then if everything looks like you're centered and in the right place, you can go ahead and start removing a little bit more of that protector on the back. And then when you get to the end, it should fall in. Swipe your finger across it, and it should start sticking evenly, hopefully, across the entire iPad. So I do have a couple of air bubbles we need to work out. And right now I'm not seeing any dust underneath the display, so hopefully we don't have to deal with that. So we're just going to use the microfiber cloth and just push the bubbles out the sides of the iPad. It can take a couple minutes to work these things out, and sometimes you might actually have to lift up a corner just a little bit to help ease the air out of underneath the screen protector. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick, and I'm just going to grab this corner with my nail. And you want to be careful not to get your fingernail underneath the glass because sometimes you can touch the adhesive and leave a little mark that you just won't be able to get out. So I'm just going to use the edge of my fingernail and pull up just a little bit, as you can see. Kind of get those bubbles. There we go, got them. And we're gonna slowly kind of push that back down. There we go, much better. And finally, work those last bubbles out. And luckily I didn't get any dust underneath the display this time, but if you do, all you need to do is follow the same procedure, kind of lift up a corner and use one of these stickers to basically slide under there and get that piece of dust out, and then just put the display back down. It really is pretty simple. I've done it a ton of times. And there you have it. The Mouthguard matte glass screen protector is fully installed, and you can see the light is completely diffused, so you don't see full-on reflections of the lights in this room. You also don't see a reflection of yourself looking back at you in bright rooms. Now you can see two iPads side by side. The left one is the 13-inch iPad Pro, the M1, that does not have the screen protector on it, and this one does. And you can see that there's a lot less glare in this version with the matte screen protector. You can actually see the picture better, in my opinion. One thing you might notice is that fingerprints also show up a lot more on a shiny screen compared to a matte screen protector. Like, I can touch this thing all day and it's really hard to end up seeing those fingerprints all over here. It's also much easier to actually wipe the prints off of a matte display. It only takes 1 or 2 swipes of a cloth, but with a glossy display, it takes multiple attempts to actually try and get the prints off of the display. Sometimes you even have to add a little bit more pressure just to try and get the darn things off. Another benefit to the matte screen protector is that you do get a little bit of a different texture for the Apple Pencil. You get a slight bit more resistance. I just find the regular iPad glass to be a little too slippery compared to the matte screen protector that is glass, or even a film, or even Apple's nano texture iPad has a better feel on it than the regular standard glass. Now, I do have to mention a couple of cons when going with a matte screen protector or any matte screen option on any device. You might perceive a downgrade in quality when using a matte display because of the way that the light is diffused coming out of the display compared to a regular glass option. And it's true. If you compare these side by side, you're going to see a slight difference in quality with and without the matte screen protector. That also happens with Apple's nano texture options on their desktop displays and the iPad Pro. But unless I'm comparing them side by side, when I'm just using the iPad, I don't notice the decrease in quality on the iPad or on my iPhones. But to me, the benefits of the reduced fingerprints and the reduced glare on the display actually are a lot more important to me than the actual full clarity of the display itself. So for just a few dollars, you can get all the benefits of Apple's nano texture glass that's easy to replace if it gets scratched or cracked, and feels better with the Apple Pencil if you're willing to sacrifice a tiny bit on screen sharpness. And now I want to tell you about two more of my favorite accessories for iPad and Mac, and that is the Soho dock and the Element Hub from channel partner CalDigit. Let's start with the CalDigit Small Office Home Office Dock, or Soho. This is a Gen 2 USB-C dock that can handle transfer speeds up to 10 gigabits per second. On the front, you get a USB-A port and a USB-C port, both capable of up to 10 gigabits, and dual UHS 2 SD card readers. On the back, you have an HDMI and DisplayPort connection. Unlike most USB hubs, this tiny dock can output up to 2 4K displays at the same time at 30 Hz, or a single 4K display at 60 Hz, depending on your computer configuration and OS. The Soho is really great for travel or on the go because it's bus powered, meaning you don't have to plug this thing in while getting the benefits of the extra ports. However, it does allow pass-through charging at up to 100 watts for your computer or tablet if needed. The Element Hub is a Thunderbolt 4 USB 4 hub with 8 ports at up to 40 gigabits per second. On the front, there are 4 10 gigabit per second USB-A ports that can run most external USB SSDs at full speed, or that can be used for thumb drives, mouse dongles, SD card readers, phone or watch chargers, and other accessories. On the back, you have 3 Thunderbolt 4 USB 4 ports for connecting fast SSDs, USB accessories, or even up to dual 4K displays at 60 Hz on PC and dual 6K displays on Mac. The Element Hub is fully powered and can provide all the power for whatever accessories you have connected, and up to 60 watts of power to your computer in this tiny little package. And the Element Hub can even act as a standalone charger when your laptop is not connected, making this a great desktop addition to your Mac, PC, or tablet. So whether you're on the go or you need a great desktop hub, CalDigit has you covered with the Soho and the Element Hub. And you can find out more about these using the links below. And my thanks to CalDigit for sponsoring this video.